Thank you for inviting me to join you at this year's 50th Anniversary WIC Conference. It's the hard work and dedication of all of you here that helps New Mexico's working families put food on the table. And it's an honor to continue your work and lift up your shared values in Washington, D.C. I serve as the chairman of the Appropriations Subcommittee that oversees funding for USDA nutrition programs like WIC, SNAP, and the school lunch program. My job as chairman involves balancing a lot of competing priorities. We have to make tough decisions about how to responsibly spend taxpayer dollars. As I do that work, it's crystal clear to me there are no programs more important than the ones that feed babies and toddlers. Unfortunately, not everyone in Washington, D.C. agrees. This year, it proved to be a real fight with House Republicans to ensure that we fully funded WIC and similarly vital nutrition programs. Right at a time when working families were struggling to make ends meet, my Republican counterparts tried to pass ruthless funding cuts, and they sought to impose unnecessary red tape on working families. We went through months of tense negotiations, but I stood firm. And in March, we passed a bill that fully funded WIC. This was a major win for working families across the country. It was a major win for America's babies and toddlers. And it was a major win for our shared values, values that put working families first. We ensured that none of the 7 million women and children who depend on WIC would be denied assistance. We also fully funded SNAP to help 42 million Americans put food on the table each month, and we blocked House Republicans' attempts to impose new and ineffective restrictions on eligibility for Americans who count on SNAP. Because what working families need right now is a government that will fight for them, not one that will make their lives more difficult. We also fully funded child nutrition programs. That includes the school lunch program, the school breakfast program, and the summer EBT program. Our kids should be able to focus on learning, on growing, on making new friends, not worrying about when they will eat their next meal. New Mexico sent a strong message to the rest of our nation when we passed universal school meals. I'm fighting for this effort at the national level now. I've joined Senators John Fetterman and Raphael Warnock to introduce the Healthy Meals Help Kids Learn Act. Our legislation would permanently increase the federal reimbursement level for school meals. That will help schools address funding challenges, enhance their menus, and increase access to healthy, locally grown food. But I won't stop there in fighting for working families. If a parent can't find accessible and affordable childcare, they will have a tougher time finding a job or going back to school to learn new skills. If a kid's parents aren't able to find stable housing and work, they're going to have a much harder time doing their homework and focusing in school. These are all interconnected challenges. We need to invest in proven solutions that lower costs and level the playing field for our working families. Because when we invest in our children, in their families, and in their schools, we invest in our future. Thank you again to each of you who are working day and night to build a stronger foundation for working families all across New Mexico.